Hello, Star Wars unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, with another Hot Toys. These are special occasions. These do not come every day. Oh, I wish I could. Oh my God. Just the week of this recording, there was a huge drop with so many awesome toys. But they are very pricey. So I have to pick and choose. I'm sorry. Maybe as I get a little, as I thin out the old collection and start doing more with the new, I might be able to switch that around. But I'm not thinking that's going to happen because I don't want to get... I know that the minute I open these up and put them on display, the value goes down. So, but at the same time, when they become unavailable, people do, and people are looking to pay, they may pay, what I have found is that when I do resell something, I get the price that I paid for it because in the box mint, it's always so much more. But, so this is a special edition. So it says... on the front, it says TMS019, 1/6 figure, SWTCWAS. Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out exactly who that could be. Now, it's interesting that this kind of came, a lot of times these figures come way late after I order them because I do the flex pay. I don't pay them all up right away. But I think in this case, this figure was a figure that was already made and they just had to do a little rescale. All right, that is AS, Anakin Skywalker, TCW, The Clone Wars, right? And I do believe that they had something like this a while back and that this was just either maybe a resculpt of the head or something of that nature. I could be wrong, but anybody well in the know for Hot Toys, let me know. So, this is the Anakin Skywalker from the Ahsoka series. This is when he appears as not a Force ghost, although I do believe he appears as a Force ghost later at the very end of the movie or show. Spoiler alert. But I think this is where he appears when Ahsoka is in that world between worlds. And I got to tell you, I was there for that. I thought that was the perfect way to have a scene, not a whole show, but a scene with Anakin and Ahsoka. And for them to even go one step further and have it be young Ahsoka. Ahsoka played by, I forget the actress's name, but she's been young Gamora. She's been in a lot of things right now, and she's just having a good couple of years. So it's good for that. Good on that actress. But she did a remarkable job. Of course, I thought that Rosario Dawson did a remarkable job. I'm a big fan of Ashley Eckstein, too. And I think that her voice skills are what made that character who it is, that Rosario could take it over after that. So, again, always amazing when it comes to box art, box photo, right? And I don't know what the options they have are. I mean, one of these days, I keep saying this, I'm going to do a situation where I'm going to take all of my Hot Toys, take all the boxes out, and reposition all of them. That might be something I do, when at one point when I'm really done collecting new things, that'll be something that I do on the channel. We'll see. Not going to happen just yet. So again, another awesome picture, right? Now I do not, they do have in the scene, in the whole scene with Anakin, he had a lot of looks, and at one point he had the kind of the yellowish eyes. I don't know if they included that with this. We'll take a look. I think I'm just going to go with the more tame Anakin if they give an option. So let's see what we have here. This is the way it's set up. Obviously, it comes with a lot of different things. Looks like it comes with a cloak. I think I'm going to leave the... oh, yeah, it almost looks like the Anakin cloak from Episode 2, the peasant cloak. Is he wearing that anywhere? No, I don't see that. That's an interesting extra thing. I'm trying to remember where that was in the show. But then, of course, you've got his shoulder pauldrons. You've got some thermal detonators, a hologram message reader, I think. Yep. Not sure what that device is. And not one, or not two, but 3 different holograms. An Ahsoka, an Obi-Wan, and a Yoda. So that's an interesting thing. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. All right, and then lastly, let me just remove this. All right, there we go. And then lastly, we get this top over. It looks like there's nothing to that. Good. We have the figure himself. Thank you Hot Toys for making it fairly easy to get this thing completely out. The only slow part is the boots. The boot plastic seems to take a little time, but I'm okay with that. Ooh, I like the material of the boots. The boots kind of have like a pleathery kind of move to them. It's kind of nice. It's nice. Hot Toys is really good for cosplayers because I don't know if I've ever seen the boots up close like this. I'm sure that there's ways to do that, but oops. And once again, poor Anakin's arm, poor Anakin's hand. I'm hoping that this won't be a major issue, but we'll see. Sometimes I have to cut it open, but now. Let's see, that was his left hand, so I think I'm going to leave that alone. His right hand, it looks like it's, I don't know. Yeah, I gotta have to do that anyway. I wonder if I can do, since I already, no, they've definitely gotten better. They have definitely gotten better at doing the, the removable arms without them falling off and making it really impossible to get on. Oh, he has a lot of plastic here. Ooh. Okay, so let's just look at the figure. Now, I have to say, I was a little bit taken out when I first saw him, Hayden Christensen as Anakin in the scene wearing this. I think it's because I was so used to that just being an animated outfit that to see it in real life, it didn't bother me. It didn't make me like, oh, that's not good. It was just kind of like, whoa, that's a different look for Anakin. I mean, obviously Anakin, we've only seen him live action. He was in his one outfit, and then he was in his slightly more blackish, darkish outfit for Episode 3. So this was just a different look entirely, and this chest plate is not something that we saw too much of in live action for any of the characters. That was definitely more of a Clone Wars thing, even though they have made some things there. So, of course, he's got his fake hand glove, right? And he's got the other glove. He's got the tunic. I love the blue, and I guess it's kind of a maroon. I always thought it was brown, but I think it's more of a maroon look. So, and of course, he's got his intense look. It doesn't look like Anakin has any. I'm gonna just place you here, buddy. You just kind of hang tight for a minute. Here, boom. You stay there. Now, in terms of the rest of his look here, it looks as though we have the lightsaber. We have the stand. I'm gonna get that out so he won't fall over. Here's that. Okay. Whoopsie. Sorry. Butterfingers. Let's try that again. There it is. Okay. I like this new type of stand where you can just kind of rest him, raise it up, fit everything around it, and then just, got to make sure I get his tunic underneath, so then it's just boop, and then he's pretty sturdy. Okay? I like that. Now, the other aspect of this, we have his lightsaber. Okay, now I will say this is one of those. Looks like it's right hand. Okay, and again, this one's a little bit complex. Okay, it's got the on-off switch. It's got the thing. I'm a little bit hesitant to do it. I don't want to do it on camera. I'm going to turn it off and then turn it back on. I'm not even going to do high-speed thing because this one just takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of effort, and I just want to do it carefully. But yeah, because I have this thing at the very end, I don't even know how well that's going to work. So if the next scene you see that it's working, then you know I was successful. If not, then you know I wasn't. There it is, lit up in all its glory. Yay! What was a second for you to see this happen was a lot more than a second for me. Let me explain to all of you what had to happen for Anakin's lightsaber to glow. First, you recall I had a little arm with a little lightsaber that had the batteries in it. That's what I had to install. First, I took that. I took the little tiny batteries and I took the little tiny screw out of the little arm and put the little batteries in the screw, put it back in, put the lightsaber in, turned it on, it worked. Good. Set that aside. Then I had to basically dismantle poor Anakin. I had to take his head off, his chest plate, his shoulder pauldrons, his blue tunic top, his maroon top, remove the arms, and then, well, you know, I think, I removed both arms to get everything down. And then to get this arm off, I needed to use literally a pair of pliers to get enough grip to yank it out, which is scary when you're dealing with a very expensive, kind of like a model, you know, and it's a little bit rough around, you know, rough doing that. So that was weird. So I did that, and then I started to put the one in, you know, install the other one in. And as I was installing it, the bottom of the lightsaber fell off. This is not the first time this has happened. Now look, folks, I am not a bull in a china shop kind of person, all right? I can be very delicate. But sometimes these type of things require, and I mean, not a lot of people collect these. It's not a huge collector market like, say, Hasbro is. But I don't feel like you should have to have the dexterity and, you know, the skill of a fine watchmaker to be able to change an outfit in and out, or put a battery-powered lightsaber in and out. Call me crazy. I don't think that's something that should happen. I have seen some other options where they actually put a, you know, where the stand or there's some type of USB charge or something of that nature. I think that's a better option. Have it all be in there, set up, and then you can just charge it and then turn it on and it works. And then if you don't know how to charge, I know that people sometimes are against that because they don't want to have so much electronics, you know, that have to constantly be connected. I get that, but that's just my opinion, because that's my one critique. All right. So then after that was done, put on the tunic, put everything back on. I had to wrap this thing back on. Then I had to take it off and turn it on, because I did realize that this doesn't just slide off his glove. So there you go. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. But I don't know how long this will last. Obviously, I'm not going to keep this on all the time. I'll just turn it off. And that's the other thing. Like, the reality of it, and the reason why I don't do this that much, is that I don't necessarily turn this on. If it was sitting on my desk, I might turn it on. But it's not. It's sitting down here in my display. And I'm not down here every single day. I'm not down here all the time. And when I am down here to do something or work on something or just admire the collection, I don't always go around to all the battery-operated things and turn them on. So the chances are this might be the only time I see this thing lit. And then the battery's going to go dead. And then eventually I'm going to have to undo all this stuff to unscrew it to get the batteries out so they don't bleed. So that's the issue. So will I do it again? Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. It's a cool look. I will say that. You know, I kind of like the way he's holding it. I like the light up part of it. It works. So anyway, it's a great figure. I love the stuff they do with these. I love the fact that very quickly after the show came out, we had this offered. And because I think it was based on a figure that was already in existence, but just not quite as detailed as what they did, they were able to very quickly turn it around and give us a Anakin from Ahsoka TV show figure. I'm so happy that Hayden Christensen is back. I'm so happy that there seems to be a love for the prequels that was not there, or rather, I think it was there, but it was there by the young folk that didn't have didn't have YouTube channels and didn't have podcasts and didn't have the ability to say, I hated this and here's why. You know, they just like to these were kids who were like, woohoo, I'm going to be Anakin, woohoo, I'm going to be Padme, woohoo, I'm going to be Obi-Wan. And they played and they had fun and they had happy memories. And then 25 years later, they grow up. And now they have podcasts, and some of them have podcasts, some of them have YouTube channels, and they get to say, you know what? I like the prequels. In fact, the prequels, to me, were better than the original trilogy. Somebody actually believes that. Isn't that interesting? Because Star Wars is for everybody. The prequels, the original trilogy, and guess what? In 25 years, I predict that we're going to be seeing a lot more love for the sequels than we're getting right now. Right now, I think people just like to be mad at Disney. And they like to be saying, like, the big corporate overlords are, like, just, you know, cranking out junk and blah, 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 blah. And I disagree. I think that they're telling great stories that I want to hear, and I can't wait to hear more. I hope that they continue to do it. If they get it back into the movie theaters and we do less quantity over quality in the theater, I'm fine with that, too. But I was really enjoying Ahsoka, along with Obi-Wan, along with Mandalorian, all 3 seasons, along with Boba Fett, along with Andor. So bring it on. I'm looking forward to Acolyte and to Skeleton Crew. That'll do it for this episode, guys. Be sure to check me out on Instagram and X, Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook. Keep your eyes and ears open on the Facebook group for the information about the Star Wars sale coming up at the end of June. And until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.